Carrie, how about you lead off?
Okay, so first off, looking back on Saturday, y'all's only game last week, just give me again your general just thoughts after having a couple days to think about it.
Yeah, it was super scary. It was a scary game. We probably could not have had a worse start. I probably should knock on wood. It maybe could be worse, but the start was dreadful. They forced us into a quick timeout before we even got to the media break. And then after that, it was like, okay, the game started. We settled in, even won the first quarter. So I'm not sure what transpired for us to start out so slowly, but really proud of the response. And, we played one of the elite players in the league, and Ayanna Dorsey, and we really did talk about her in our scouting report for 2 days about what a great scorer she was, and we really didn't do anything to slow her down. But we played team basketball on the other end and kind of shared the scoring. Our starting post players really had a nice job of finishing baskets inside, and Mal and Addie. And so, there's not going to be an easy game in the WAC. Like, our players are told that all the time. But when you face an opponent for the first time, you're not quite sure, what it's going to look like. I mean, we have it on paper for you, we show you on video, but when you face somebody for the first time, you kind of have to adjust throughout the course of the game. But I was proud of the win, hard-fought battle. We were forced to make some free throws down the stretch, and we were able to do that, and so that was really encouraging as well.
After a game like Saturday, what's kind of going to be the focus of practice this week?
Man, attention to detail. I mean, just, every pass is super important. You've got a small window to deliver a pass to an open shooter, and if you get it out of that window, now the shooter is out of their shot pocket. And just attention to detail. Good jump stops, use your pivot foot, be exactly where your teammates need you to be on defense. If you're 6 inches off, we're about to get beat on a drive, and so just, getting back to basics, like pay attention to detail and control the things that you can control. We don't have to talk about any other team today, just our team. As we go into the week, we've got 2 really tough games coming up, but we need to remedy some things on our end this week.
Yeah, oh gosh, I'm just going to word this question, then I lost it, but I got it. Okay, so midway through conference, people might get a little banged up. Aspen got a little bit banged up, and then there were a couple other players who got hurt on Saturday. Health-wise, how's your team doing right now?
Yeah, we're a little shorthanded, and we'll go into the week shorthanded. And so, fortunately, we have 3 days to work out for our first game, just to kind of get some people assimilated into maybe some different roles. But it's kind of part of it. One of the starters for UTRGV didn't make the trip. She's at home sick, and we faced other opponents this year that are down a player, and we've played several games now without someone, and so it's kind of part of it. Basketball is super physical. This is also the time of the year people get sick, and so you just got to adjust, pivot, be ready to move forward with the players that you do have that are healthy for you.
Yeah, and what are some of the key things you really want the team to focus in on heading into New Mexico State and Grand Canyon?
I think just valuing the ball, take care of the basketball. We're playing 2 of the best defensive teams in the conference this week, and so we have to do a really good job of reading the defense and make sure that we're executing offensively, efficiently, so that we get the looks that we want.
Okay, that's all I have.
I need to sit down with more of your players before games because Addison Martin had another great performance. If you could just talk about her weekend.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the common train of thought with Addie is we forget that she's just a freshman. It's her first year to play college basketball, and she's done a tremendous job. I don't know. I mean, I've had so many people that have endured ACL surgery, and I don't know that I've had anyone that has attacked recovery and rehab harder than Addie, maybe as hard, but not harder. And it has paid off for her. She had to be pulled back a lot in her recovery. It's like, hey, you can't do that yet. And you can see why by the way she plays. I mean, she is so tough-minded. She's physically tough. She's one of the strongest players that we have on the team. I mean, she gets busy out in the weight room, 3 days a week, and it's paying off for her. And the coolest thing, I think, for Addie, one, that she came back better than ever from a setback last year. But she's such a great example for all the new players that we have on our team and all the young players that we have on the team. Just her work ethic. She is the same every day. She comes in with a positive attitude. Her family has had some health issues this year. Her brother's just had another surgery. I mean, she's had some distractions back home, but you would never know by the way she carries herself in practice, by the way she plays ball games. I mean, she's a pro. I mean, she takes her position on our team very seriously, and she's not going to do anything to let our team down. But what you see on the court is just her toughness. I mean, it's physical toughness, mental toughness, and just bound and determined to be successful on the court.
She described the entire group as a lot of big personalities, and I think I saw that, and you see that every home game on the court. You see a lot of vocal leadership from every single player. I saw also at the end of the first quarter, you just basically said, we need to communicate better. Do you feel like that changed throughout the game?
It's still inconsistent, but I do think, with those brief reminders during the game, I think it does force them to be a little bit more urgent about, continuing the communication on the court. And the game goes so fast. And, and if you forget to tell your teammate there's a screen coming, or you don't call the play out loud enough, you got one person that's running the wrong set play. And so, it's just really important, even though the game is super fast and there's a lot that you're processing and thinking about, you've got to be telling your teammates what they need to do, what you're doing for them. And so the communication piece is a big deal.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.